So turning to the fuel system now. And the first thing I want to do is see if I can bleed off any water from the bottom of the tank. I'm not quite sure how this operates. In the hope of containing anything that might happen. This off. That's better. It was obviously just clogged up. I did actually pull it right out there, which was a bit dodgy for a moment. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it back in. It's coming out fairly steadily now. Just a drip, steady drip. I'll move it closer and show you. A little bit of black stuff. What stuff I didn't get out when I was trying to hoover it out. There's a whole lot of water there. That's good. So my engine fluids are now topped up. Nothing seems to be leaking. Miracles of miracles. I've just taken off the metal bowl which went on to pass by BSS. I've temporarily taken it off. I'm going to put the glass bowl on so that when I'm starting to bleed my fuel through it a bit, I'll be able to see it coming through. That's the plan. Okay, so that glass bowl back on. What I'm thinking is, before I bleed the fuel through, I should put a T-piece on here. If I can find some more 8mm copper pipe. Put a T-piece on now and then block it off, because that's what I'm going to take off for the Webasto, copy Webasto diesel heater. I'm going to run a fuel pipe up there, across. I'm going to have it mounted here somewhere. So I don't need to run it all the way across there now, I just need to put the T-piece in, because that'd be a messy job once there's fuel in the system. It makes sense to do it now. That's what I'm going to do. Turns out I don't have a compression T, so I might hold off on that. Just start the engine for the sake of starting it, really. We're better off putting that T in first, so I'll do that. So I'll just finish up today with a few jobs. I'm going to connect, I've just tightened that equal coupling up into the stern gland as it wasn't in properly. So I'll pop that back on. Yeah, I'll do that. So although I did connect the nylon greaser tube up again, I had a rethink during the week before I came back down, and I realised that the connector, the brass coupling that I had in there, was actually the wrong size, and that's why I was having trouble tightening it in. So it was M8 both sides. What I actually needed was 1/8 BSP into the stern gland, the main tube there, the brass tube, and then 8mm for the greaser tube side. And while I was buying that, I thought I might as well upgrade the whole thing to copper now. So in the next video, you'll see me putting the copper pipe in. It looks a lot better, a lot more hardware than that nasty nylon stuff which breaks and cuts easily. And I'll finish painting here. Put another layer on there as well, and on top of the weed hatch. What else did I need to do? Oh yeah, I want to tighten up the throttle control cable. That's not on fully properly yet. And then I'll top off the diesel, tidy up, and that'll do me for today. Right, so this was Sunday. I was busy on Saturday with family things to do, but I came down on the Sunday to do a few jobs. First of which was to put this welding helmet replacement auto darkening lens in securely. It's a second-hand helmet I bought, which I got fairly cheap. I think I paid about £7 for it. And then I had to buy the auto darkening replacement lens, which I think that was a similar price, £7 or £8. So a reasonable welding helmet there for under £20. I had intended to do some welding this day, which is why I was fixing it up. Turned out I didn't. I did get some other stuff done, good stuff. But I just thought I'd show you the auto darkening lens being replaced. It's pretty easy to do. You just screw the control knob. It's like a little potentiometer which goes through to the outside of the helmet on the left. That just needs screwing in, and then you need to put the clip over the glass plate there. And I don't know if I ever had the correct knurled knobs which screw through the retaining plate to hold the glass in position. But I certainly had lost them at some point between buying it and actually fitting it. So I was just having a little ratch in my pot of screws to see if I could figure out what thread it was. I think it turned out to be M6 in the end. The M6 bolts I had were a little bit long for the depth of the hole, so you can see me there screwing some nuts up to take up that depth. Hopefully they won't be pressing into my eyeballs when I actually put it on. If there were a problem, I'd have to either get shorter ones or cut those down. But yeah, it went on fine actually. What I would say is you can get the replacement auto darkening lenses which don't have the control on the side, and that's just going to be a nightmare opening and closing it all the time to turn it on and off or to adjust the sensitivity. So you definitely want one, both the mask and the plate, to match, which have the knob on the side of the helmet, just to make it more convenient. I certainly learned my lesson the last time I put anything up with welding on, because the first time I was literally just holding that glass with one hand while trying to weld one-handed. My first ever attempt at welding, it wasn't pretty, and I think I probably got UV damage to my skin. I felt like I was sunburned around the side of the bit of the plate that wasn't protecting me, so like my chin and cheeks felt quite sunburned from the UV. It was a very silly thing to do, really. And the day after, Graham on the boat next to me lent me his cheap and cheerful little helmet, but it was streets apart from what I'd done on the first day. It really makes a big difference having a correct helmet. So I made sure that I was going to sort my own helmet out before I welded again. So that's putting the second screw in there. I just did them hand tight because despite the fact that I've got at least 3 sets of Allen keys, I couldn't find one set. So I'll nip them up a bit tighter next time I find my Allen keys. Trying to take the protective plastic off there now I've fitted it, but I didn't realise at the time that there's actually a bit of stiff plastic which is supposed to stay in there to protect it, and it just had like a thin sticker over it, which is what was actually supposed to be taken off. I realised this later and was able to take the sticker off and put the plastic back on, so no problem there. So I was just testing the controls, making sure it switches on and off, and adjusting the sensitivity and the actual amount that it darkens. You can see when you flick the switch on and off, it does actually darken for a second before coming back on. That's how you know it's working. So I hold it up to the camera now and show you. Hopefully it'll come through on the video. Yes, did you see it just go dark for a second there? And again? So you know it's working. Right, so I'm just going to leave that one there. It was a bit of a mishmash, this episode. I just had a few bits I wanted to put together and get off my phone so I can put together the other video that I've been recording. So I'll get this one uploaded and then I'll start working on putting the latest stuff together, where I fit the grease pipe to the stern gland and mess about with my sensor senders again. Okay, thanks for watching.